Oh my, this book was fabulous. Seriously, that is the only word I think anyone is allowed to use to describe this book. So yes, I just finished reading Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I loved it! I loved it so much. I loved it. Will Grayson is about two people in high school who are both named Will Grayson, but they don't know each other and they don't live very close to each other. I think they live like an hour away from each other or something. They've never met, they don't know the other one exists. And it's written in alternating points of view. So one chapter, one Will Grayson is telling the story, and in the other chapter, the other Will Grayson is telling the story. So the first Will Grayson, we'll just call him Straight Will, I guess, is kind of a closed-off type of person. He has friends, but he doesn't really want to get too involved in his friends slash maybe future girlfriends' lives because he doesn't want to get hurt. He doesn't want to throw his heart out there. He thinks that life will be better if he, you know, doesn't put anything into anything, doesn't care about anything, and tries to let other people not care as well. And he has a very gay friend named Tiny who is very loud, very happy, very excited, very fabulous, very large. And he wants to put on this amazing high school musical that is basically about his life, which stars this straight Will Grayson, which Will Grayson is not very happy about. He doesn't want to be the star of this play. Other Will Grayson. We'll call him Gay Will. Gay Will is gay but hasn't come out to anyone yet. And he is very depressive, like he is like clinically depressed and is on antidepressants. And the only thing that makes him happy is this guy, Isaac, that he's been talking to online. Only thing. He hates his life, he hates himself, he's super depressed, he can't find anything that makes him happy until he logs on and sees Isaac online, and his world lights up. Under unfortunate circumstances, which I'm not going to explain, the two Will Graysons meet. They're like, oh my gosh, we have the same name, that's weird, we should be friends. Except that's not actually how it happens. They're like, oh weird, we have the same name. And then something happens, and then gay Will Grayson meets straight Will Grayson's gay friend Tiny. And then straight Will Grayson kind of sort of starts hanging out with this girl Jane, even though he's like, I don't like being feeling. And the story pretty much just progresses from there. People, you know, discover things about themselves and about other people and about the world around them, and it's funny and it's heartwarming and it's uplifting and fabulous, and it's about people becoming friends and falling in love with other people and with themselves, and it's about their parents and coming to terms with things and liking who you are and who other people are, and it's about a musical, about someone putting on a fabulous musical about themselves and about love, and it's so good. And Tiny, I loved Tiny. He was just so happy and had such good reasons for things that should make him happy and should make other people happy, and I feel like everyone needs a Tiny in their life. I feel like he needs to be real, and there needs to be a bunch of him, so everyone can be friends with him and be happy always. It's just a great book. Like, it's just a happy, hug it. I want this book in my heart forever. I want to just curl up with it and love it always. So I'm gonna say the first 100 pages, I wasn't in love with it quite yet. I honestly thought that when I finished the book I was gonna give it 3 stars when I was 100 pages in. I was like, this is a decent book. Gay Will Grayson's kind of annoying because he's depressed. I know he can't help it, but it makes the story depressing. But it's a good story, but meh, whatever, it's good. I feel like it's gonna be a 3-star book. But then when I got to about the 100-page mark, the story changed, and the characters started becoming a little bit different, and new things were happening, and it was happier, and it was just, I just absolutely fell in love with it. I wasn't in love with it from the beginning, but even though from the beginning I wasn't in love with it, I was still enjoying it. The parts that I wasn't in love with, I still liked it, so it's not like it was difficult to get into or anything. It just wasn't like an insta-love. But then, 100 pages in, it wasn't even like oh, I'm slowly starting to love this book. It was, I suddenly love this book. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I cannot, like, I love this book so much.